Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army. This video finds us doing a review of the Locust. It's the Pirate's Bane Hero Mech, and I'm doing the review as part of PGI's ongoing Beach Party event. Now, the event is running from the time of posting through August 4th, 2022, and among the loot and loot bags to be earned, you're going to get an option to choose a free hero mech. Now, opportunities like this don't come along very often, so make sure you get into the game, start racking up your match scores and damage scores to get your free hero mech. And in the meantime, I'm going to review as many hero mechs as possible to hopefully help you out with your choice process. We'll start our review on the Pirate's Bane where all reviews should start, and that is taking a look at the stock mech, the stock loadout, and what you can expect from this little mech straight from the mech store. So if you purchase one of these, you're going to get a stock loadout of 4 small lasers and 2 machine guns. Nothing fancy under the hood on this one. It's a 20-ton mech. There's not a whole lot to work with, and that's going to limit you to a 25 alpha. Your armor is going to be very light on this one, 128 plates out of a possible 138. It does come with ECM, and that really lends itself to remaining undetected and helping your survivability on the battlefield. And the heat rating is exceptional, a full 2 out of 2 on your heat dissipation. Now, where this mech really shines is in the speed department. Out of the box, this mech gives you 153.9 kph, and obviously you can tweak the speed later on when you start skilling this mech out. So it's a pretty straightforward setup, not too crazy as far as weapons and loadouts and what to expect. If you haven't figured it out by now, this mech is all about the speed. Switching over to take a look at some of the quirks that go with this, there are some quirks this mech brings to the table that pair very nicely. Obviously, you're going to get the 30% C-Bill bonus that come with all hero mechs. Now, as far as your machine guns, you've got some nice quirks with this. You've got an ammo capacity boost that is very generous, and it pairs nicely with a boost to your machine gun rate of fire. So you can carry a lot of ammo, and you can fire them very quickly and put those machine guns to use close in. On top of that, you also get a 10% bonus to your heat dissipation. You get minus 50% damage taken on overheat damage, and we will discuss the importance of these heat quirks later on in the video. Additionally, you have some minor armor quirks, but you just have to go into this eyes wide open. The Locust is very squishy. If an assault manages to lock you up and get you with an alpha, chances are your mech is just going to evaporate. So the match we've been watching is winding down. It looks like we are on the last of the enemy units. It's 11-4. We've got this one in the bag, and we managed to finish out this particular drop. Got a single kill, 574 damage done, 8 assists with 5 components destroyed. Our next drop continues our domination mode theme, only this time we're doing it on Solaris as we continue our discussion on the Pirate's Bane. So going into a mech like the Pirate's Bane, you need to be fully aware of what you're getting yourself into. This is only a 20-ton mech. It is very squishy, and it's not going to bring a whole lot to the table as far as raw weapons damage. What it is going to bring to the table is 20 tons of pure fun. This mech is guaranteed to put a smile on your face as long as you approach it with the right mindset. And that mindset is that when you get in to pilot your Pirate's Bane, you're stepping into the Ferrari or F1 of MechWarrior Online. Use that speed to harass, avoid, and completely confound your enemy. If you do it properly, you can have an absolute blast in this mech, pun intended, of course. So, looking at my build compared to the stock build, if you've been paying attention on that bottom right of your screen, you're going to see my build, weapons-wise, looks pretty much like the stock loadout. And if we look under the hood, you're going to see there have been some changes, but very minor changes. The biggest change is I've rearranged some of the internals to add stealth armor to this build. Now, before I get slaughtered in the comments, I am a firm believer of do as I say, not as I do with the stealth armor. Because a lot of times you'll see my stealth armor inactive. And that sometimes I've gotten into the bad habit of not using my stealth armor early game because I want to get locks on enemy mechs so that they show up for my teammates on the minimap. And other times I'm relying on quick scanning of an enemy mech to see where they are weak and or damaged. And while I'm doing this, yes, I admit it, it's a bad habit. I sometimes neglect to fully engage my stealth armor, taking full advantage of what it can bring to the table. But the combination of this little mech with stealth armor can be a very deadly combination, and anyone who has been on the receiving end of a Pirate Bane attack knows exactly what I'm talking about. Using that speed to come at them from unexpected angles, directions, and specifically getting them into that circle of death, constantly spinning a heavy or an assault mech in circles, shooting them while they can't return fire. You know how frustrating that can be. So taking a look at this drop, we've been doing exactly that. We've been doing a lot of scouting. We've been blocking up as many enemy targets as we can, spinning them in circles, getting behind them, chewing through back armor. And there is an advantage to spinning an enemy mech around in a circle, because at some point, if you spin them good enough, fast enough, and hard enough, they're going to give their back to the direction your teammates are approaching from for free back shots. Now we're going to go back and touch on two of the items that we talked about in the Quirks section. I mentioned there is a 10% heat dissipation bonus that comes with this mech, and also a 50% reduction in overheat damage taken that come with this mech. And now is where those two quirks are going to come into their own. If you choose to outfit your mech with stealth armor, those two quirks are major important. And that's because when you activate stealth armor, it greatly reduces your ability to dissipate heat. So while your stealth armor is active, those two quirks are going to help you out, in addition to the fact that your weapons are fairly cool, and it will keep you from overheating or damaging yourself or blowing yourself up while you are in stealth armor mode. So that is a huge bonus that this mech brings to the table. As you can see, I've executed it properly, which I don't always do, but this time I managed to do so, and we went to town on the enemy dragon. Now we're just in the process of hunting down the last enemy mech. I want to stay on top of this spider, keeping him under pressure. Also, I want to make sure that I keep a lock on him as well, and that information is going to be key to my teammates, so they can see exactly where he's at and where this battle is taking place. Now, unfortunately, he manages to finish off my center torso before I can take him out. But switching over to the end screen on this one, we finish with 2 kills, 691 damage done, 4 kills, most damage dealt.